Hey, and welcome. So, this little alignment talk this is amazing because we often don't understand how to use this concept of what we don't want to help us with what we want. Now, I don't know if this is something you can relate to, but often what we want in life, like say we want to be successful, or say we want to have a particular relationship, or say we want our children to achieve this, or we want to make this much money, whatever it is that we want, it's so easy for when this doesn't eventuate, it becomes a cause of pain for us. It becomes like every time we think about what we want, it actually makes us think, oh, and I don't have that, and it's kind of falls apart. Now, if you can relate to this, and including using affirmations, I'm going to talk about that as well, but if you can relate to this, then I'm going to give you a different way to think about this, a way that is actually going to enhance and help and shift the way that you use what you don't want to help you get what you want. Sound good? So I'm Kylie Ansett. I am the Alignment Whisperer. I help people get into alignment with their inner wisdom, their inner power, with their inner self, so that they can live a life of purpose. I'm coming to you today from beautiful Sydney, and let's dive into this topic. Okay, so let's say you've got now I used to work for a company where we had really full-on goals every month. Like, have you ever done this? In like every month we'd make our goals, and then, as the month would creep on, it would get closer and closer to the end of the month. You'd be like, I haven't met my goal. And what would happen is every time I would think about that goal or the achievement that I wanted to get, every time I would think about it, it would actually cause me grief. It would cause me to feel stress, because the thinking of it reminded me that I didn't have it. So two things would happen. Either I just wouldn't think about it at all, because thinking about it caused me to feel anxious and stressful, or I'd think about it and feel anxious and stressful, right? So either one of those was not a good scenario. Now, and this is where affirmations can also actually be your worst enemy. Because so affirmations is where you have a short little sentence, a little mantra that states in the positive, in the now, I am successful, I have achieved XX goal, or whatever it is, whatever your affirmation is. Often they backfire massively, because what happens is when we say them, our brain immediately says, well, that's not true. And it's not like a shouting match with your brain, like if I just say this 1,000 times, I'll override what my brain is saying. Every time you say it, you're just reminding yourself that you don't have it. Now, when it comes to law of attraction, this activation, it's the vibration that you put out that is important. It's not the words you say. It's your vibration. It's what you are thinking, because what you think creates a vibration. And I'm not talking about like a vibration like when something's like you've got a wheel that's loose in the car, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about energetic vibrations. And if you are not aware of these, and most people aren't, because we are very rooted in our five sense reality, but you probably sense them. Like animals are very good at sensing them. You know how sometimes a dog will just not like someone, or a cat? There are certain people that my kitty cats just do not like, right? They do not like them. And I find out later that these people are have a vibration of a lot of aggression. I don't know, what can I say? And then there's other people that they love, and anyway. we're the same, right? So like I can't just follow my cats around everywhere to see who I should be hanging around with. But we have the same ability ourselves, and you get that intuitive gut feeling. That's a vibration that's about someone else or something else. Okay, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about vibrations. It's that feeling that goes out into the, like it's a feeling that we put out into the world, and that everyone walking around in it does. So now let's get back to what we want and what we don't want, and how what we don't want can actually play against us. And I'm going to show you how you can make it play for you. Okay, so bear with me, because this is really powerful once you get your head around this. So when you are conscious of what you do want, and then immediately after that you are thinking, but I don't have it, it's not in my reality yet. What you're doing there is you're putting out into the world the vibration of not having it. Let's make it something really kind of like really, okay, let's say you wanted to have, $100,000 in your bank account, and that's your affirmation. I now have $100,000, and you say that to yourself every morning in the shower, and you repeat it over and over again. And every time you say it, you think, but I don't have $100,000. I don't even have a tenth of that. I don't have the money. It's not in the bank account. So the vibration, the emotion, the feeling that you have, that is a feeling of lack. So your affirmation is actually doing the opposite of what you're intending it to do. You, by putting out that affirmation of, I want, or I have this, but you're feeling I don't have this. That is creating the opposite effect, because whatever vibration you put out into the world, if it's a vibration of lack and scarcity and failure and I don't have it and fear and all of that, you draw that towards you, and you would see this repeating out in your life many, many times. So here's the key. This is the shift. It's a subtle shift, and the words have nothing to do with it, because our words are only as strong as the vibration beneath them. So that's what's key. When you say your affirmation, or even if you don't have an affirmation, because you certainly don't need one, but when you think about this topic, how does it make you feel? That's the question to ask yourself. If what you don't want makes you think about, puts out a vibration that is one of fear, I don't want to have a car accident, let's say, and then you're putting out that vibration of fear, you're actually drawing the opposite towards you. You're actually drawing that vibration towards you. So let's switch this around on its head. Let's flip it around. Okay, so here we are. We have our desire to achieve, let's say financial goal. The thing to focus on is what it feels like to already have $100,000 in your bank, let's say, if that's the goal. And then to just sit with that feeling. Doesn't matter what words you say, that doesn't matter. It's the feeling. So what would it feel like to have that? And really embracing that feeling. And then not just for 5 minutes, but that's how you walk through your life. That's how I'm doing it. I mean, it doesn't mean you go out and just blow money and spend up on your credit cards, because I've got $100,000, but the feeling of that, you can imagine spending up on your credit cards if you want. It's the feeling that it gives you. And it gives you a feeling, let's say something like that. It gives you a feeling of plenty, a feeling of abundance, a feeling of safety, of freedom, a feeling of security, a feeling of not stress, all of these sort of things. So those are the feelings that you tap into. That's the vibration you want to put out there. And if that's the vibration you activate, if that's the vibration that you activate, then that is what is going to be being put out in the world. Sounds sounds simple. It is simple. It is simple. It is simple, but it's also kind of a bit of a mind, you got to like twist that brain around, because what we always do is we think about, but I don't have that. So you've got to keep activating, constantly activating that feeling of abundance. If we're going to, let's say if we are talking about the $100,000. Now, this is where sometimes what you don't want is, this is how it's key to what you want. If it is the money in the bank, and that the feeling of that is like this joyous, free, light-hearted feeling, whatever it is. But when you actually think about your bank, that's not the feeling you get. Well, then stop thinking about your bank. Maybe it is thinking about your puppy dog that makes you feel joyous and free and expansive and happy and light-hearted and da-da-da-da-da. So think about the puppy dog, because it's the vibration. Remember, it's not the words. It's not even the thing you think about. It's the vibration that you put out. And whatever vibration you're putting out is what you are drawing towards you, what you will activate more of in your reality. There you go. That's how simple it is. Just think about puppy dogs. The point is it's more about being aware of how much we spend our moment-to-moment reality thinking about what we don't want, or don't have, or can't be, and then we're just activating more and more of that in our lives. That's where it kind of comes up and bites you in the ass, because really we want to be consciously creating. We want to be doing this with intention. So that's my message for you today. And when I work one-on-one with people, this is the kind of stuff we dive deep into. It is very powerful stuff, and it's amazing how you can change your life. I have done it myself. I have supported other people through doing it, and if that's something you're interested in, I'd love to do that with you too. So thank you so much for your time and your energy, and I will speak to you next time. Bye.